I love doing these budget videos purely for the amount of abusive comments and criticism I get. So back in your own country, people rarely pass judgment on how much you're spending, where we live according to our means and budget accordingly. But as soon as you move abroad and talk about the amount of money you live on, you'll suddenly get all these idiots shouting, "That's not living, that's surviving."
That's not living, that's surviving.
Because they themselves are spunking $5,000 a month up the wall. In this video I'm going to talk about how much I spent for the past 2 months living in Cebu City.
Hello, good morning, good evening and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for.
I can't afford to live in the UK anymore. I didn't own property when I lived there. Rental prices are ludicrous. In my final decade living in the UK, I spent the last 7.5 years living in Brighton. I was paying 650 quid, $880 per month to rent out a unit, which I converted into a photography studio and lived there, as I couldn't afford to also rent a room in a flat anymore. Moving to Asia has changed my life for the better. I'm spending less money now each month than I was in the UK. In these budget videos, I'm showing that you don't need to live an extravagant lifestyle to lead a good life in the Philippines. You don't need to fork out $2,000 to $3,000 each month, as other vloggers try to enforce on you. Sure, if I had that money to waste on fine dining and expensive women, I'd probably spend a little more. But I'm doing okay living on less than $1,000 a month. Thanks for asking. I've stayed in a condo in Cebu for the past 2 months. Staying in one place always works out less expensive than moving around, staying in different hotels. Accommodation is my biggest outgoing each month. Agencies generally want to tie you into a 3, 6 or 12-month contract, but I've been using Cebu Property Management for the past 4 years and managed to get a condo on a rolling monthly contract for 20,000 pesos per month. Here's a list of what they currently have available at different condos around Cebu. I've put their contact number on the screen. If you're interested in renting something, let them know Harry Potter sent you. No, I don't get a commission. Studio apartments generally start around 15,000 pesos per month. Then one bedroom from 25,000 pesos upwards to silly money. Of course, if you don't need a swimming pool or a gym, you could rent a cheap apartment in a Filipino neighbourhood for around 10,000 pesos per month. I don't use the AC, so my electricity costs are very low. Electricity charges for the past 2 months was only 1,773 pesos, which is $32. Water charges for 2 months was 400 pesos, $7. PLDT internet, which was already installed in the condo, cost me 1,300 pesos per month. I also have smart data, which costs 699 pesos for 60 gigabytes of unlimited usage. This normally lasts me for a couple of months. Groceries are my second highest expenditure. I used to go to the supermarket once every 5 days. I don't eat out much. I prefer to cook at home. I don't see the point of eating out, blowing my YouTube earnings at fancy restaurants. I eat to live, not live to eat, like many Filipinos. Of course, if I have a date, I'll take a lady to a fancy diner. I have the odd coffee in a cafe once a week.
Previously, I'd think there would be a few days where I wouldn't go anywhere, so I make sure I'm leaving my condo much more frequently than I've done in the past.
I don't really like Ayala Mall. Yeah, I don't see the appeal personally, but I've done my shopping and it's just after 10. I'm having my coffee, I'm writing my diary, I'm having a chill. That generator is very loud. I've done my morning shop at Landers when nobody's around, first in and first out. Picked up a few things And now I'm across the road at the Coffee Bean, having a coffee and writing my diary. Perfect start to the day, after my morning swim, of course. Cheers. Got chicken piccata, which is 495 pesos.
But barely go out in the evening anymore. Would rather stay at home and Netflix and chill. In fact, what I enjoy most is a sundowner on my balcony. Generally alone, but if anyone wants to join me, I'm quite happy with that. And then I dance around my condo listening to my favourite tunes whilst cooking. I know how to live.
So if you like what you're seeing here, hello, and want to stay connected with life in the Philippines, I think you need to subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you.
In my last video where somebody questioned my budget spending, I'm not calling you a liar, but I have kept all my receipts for the last 2 months in Metro, Marketplace and Landers. So if you want to come and check how my expenses are accurate, here they are.
My groceries, including going out and getting beers in for 2 months, was 37,631 pesos. $674. I went to the immigration office twice to renew my visa in Lapu-Lapu. It's a satellite office, so I was only able to get express service. But even in the main office in Cebu, they won't let you leave it there and pick it up a week later, which I've been able to do in the past at immigration offices in Manila and Dumaguete. First visit for the 29-day visa waiver cost 3,060 pesos, $55. Second visit for a 2-month visa renewal plus ACR card cost 7,440 pesos, $134. I used to walk everywhere, but at this time of year it gets very hot walking around between 9 to 4 p.m, so I generally take motorbike taxis now. I enjoy being taken for a ride, as I'm too much of a wuss to drive a motorbike myself. I've done quite a few trips during this stay in Cebu. It's amazing that a 5-minute 1 kilometre trip will cost 30 pesos and a much longer 6 kilometre journey taking 40 minutes will only cost 100 pesos. So I've ventured down to El Corso a couple of times, plus across the river to Lapu-Lapu to the immigration office or to the outlets store at Pueblo Verde in search of new trainers, which finally paid off during my final week. And I found something I actually like. Yeah, I'm pretty fussy about what I put on my feet. Just less fussy who comes in contact with other parts of my body. So over 2 months I spent around 3,000 pesos, $54 on motorbike taxis, which would have been even more in normal taxis with 4 wheels. I don't have many clothes. We know, I hear you cry. I see other travellers lugging huge suitcases around and I think, do they not realise there's laundries in Asia? Laundry costs for less than 7 kilos works out at 175 pesos, $3 per visit. Drugs are expensive in the Philippines. Daily I take Centrum Silver Advance, Caltrate, aspirin and vitamin B complex, so I'm spending around $15 per month on pills. My total expenditure for 2 months was as follows. Now I've divided my 2 months expenditure into 2 to give you a monthly figure. When I moved out of the condo, the agency charged cleaning and laundry fees. As you can see, my total expenditure per month was 52,974 pesos, which works out at $950 per month. which is around $32 per day. Pretty much what I've been spending for the past 5 years whilst living abroad.
That's not living, that's surviving.
I've left my cosy Cebu condo now and I'm back on the road again, travelling around the Philippines, so my monthly budget will now increase by staying in hotels each night. Although I don't think my food expenses will be as much, as long as I limit myself to half a portion of rice each day. I'll let you know how much I'm spending in my next budget video. I bet you can't wait. I can't wait to read your colourful comments. Kindly let me know what you think of my monthly budget. Happy spunking, everyone! Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't. Obviously. Thank you.
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now,
You've been watching Uncle, the man from Bigg World Cinema. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends.